Hello, and welcome out to the Pattern of the Week review. We're going to go through the two charts that we looked at last week in the Pattern of the Week and see what else there may be that's still on the radar. But before we do that, we've got to get this out of the way. I'm not a registered working investment advisor. I will not give you any recommendations or advice. Everything we do here is purely for educational purposes. If I do mention a trade, just assume that it is a paper trade or practice trade. For regulatory reasons, we do not discuss funded trading here. So, and if I'm a little distracted, I got a live day trade going on the other screen, so I'm watching that. But these usually don't take that long, so I think we're good. But we're going to review CHGG and Target from last week. And let's get rid of that. CHGG. Actually, I do want that there. I want the grid. So here's CHGG. And I got a lot of stuff running on this machine right now, so it's a little slow. So this is one we're looking at, a breakout to the upside. And what was it on? The 10th, I think we did it. Put a vertical line on there so we see. So there's the day we looked at it, highlighted it, and I even say, if it doesn't hold that line, then obviously I wouldn't be getting bullish on it. But it is certainly back below that line. So I'm still keeping an eye on it, though, because if it does pop from here and head up, because we had quite a bit of momentum from the earnings push there. So if it turns around and pops from here and heads back to the upside, then I'd be interested if, let me put this if out there, if the market itself turns bullish, which right now it's not. As we speak, everything's off over 1%. Dow's down 400, Nasdaq's down 175, SPX is down 52, and the Russell's down 30. So all of them are 1 to 1.5% down as of right now, and we're only 45 minutes into the market. So whether or not it keeps going down today, it remains to be seen. We'll see how the market closes out. But if it continues to fall, then obviously I would steer clear of this one. So CHGG, how come CHGG is not in here? That's kind of weird. All right. Interesting. Oh, I know what happened. You guys are getting cheaters. If you're looking at my grid, you'll see the patterns of the week from this week. I should. But Target is kind of a descending triangle, and it did obviously trigger the entry point there. And in obviously, in the interest of full disclosure, this is one that I am bearish on. CHGG, I don't have a position in, but Target, I do have a bearish position on. So, but yeah, looking for it to head lower and hopefully down to about 200. So we shall see. But they come out with earnings, though, here in next about a week and a half on the 1st. So got to be cautious with that. If you're going to get in and trade it, it's got to move before we get to earnings because you got to clear out of your position by earnings. So, or you can do kind of a crazy trade, which I've done a few times, and I have a couple positions right now that I might do this on that have earnings coming up, where if you have multiple contracts and you can close out most of them and leave maybe one or two there, as long as you get all your cash, your initial investment out, or whatever you're willing to risk. If you take all of it out and leave one or two contracts there that won't cost you anything if they go to zero, but then also give you the option for a huge home run. I mean, can you imagine if you would have bought puts on Facebook maybe a week or two before earnings and it trails off, and say you buy 10 of them at $10, and you could sell, if they go to say 15, you can sell 8 of them and get your $11,000 or $12,000 back. You only had 10 in originally, so now the 2 extra contracts that you have sitting there didn't cost you anything, and then it gaps 100 points. You just had, that wasn't a home run. That was like a game 7, bottom of the 9th, bases loaded, full count, and you just hit a grand slam, down by 3, right? You won by 1, so you become the hero, right? So they don't happen often, but there's the possibility. So Target's one of those where if you did get bearish on it right now and it drops enough and you can get out all your initial capital, preferably with some profit, and still leave a little bit there, that gives you the possibility of having a big trade. So just a thought. So Aventur is one that also triggered last week. Look at another descending triangle. That was on the vertical. That vertical line's where we highlighted that. So it's still on the radar. It's still a possibility. I mean, right now it's not. But if it comes back up here and hits this 36 again, that hits that old resistance, then I'd possibly be interested. And then Pfizer, this is still in position where it could. We looked at this several weeks ago. Look at it, possibility of that head and shoulders playing out. So it's below the neckline, earnings behind it, and so we shall see how that one plays out as well. So that is it for the Pattern of the Week review. And as we always say, this is the Pattern Whisperer signing off, saying if you're going to quit or if you're going to fail at quitting. God bless. Bye-bye.
Folks, thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed the training. Now, if you did, be sure to give us a thumbs up and go ahead and hit the subscribe button right over here and hit the bell to keep up with all the latest trading content. And oh, did you know that we have a podcast? Supercharge your trading education with the Stock Market Millionaire, which you can find in the description down below. And while you're there, you can also find other amazing free trading resources that I've put together just for you.